nataka niwajulishe ndugu yetu Tuju ametekwa nyara. Tuju ametekwa nyara, gari yake imewachwa mahali, vifunguo ya gari iko pale pale, na tumuombe Tuju kwa sababu amepata matatizo mengi sana.
Siaya Governor James Orengo has claimed that the veteran politician Raphael Tuju has been kidnapped under unclear circumstances, alleging that his vehicle was found abandoned with the key still inside, sparking concern across the country. The claim was made on Sunday, March 22, 2026, and Governor James Orengo spoke during a church event where he informed congregants of what he described as a troubling development. According to him, Raphael Tuju, a long-serving political figure and former cabinet secretary, could not be reached. He stated that Tuju's vehicle had been discovered abandoned. The keys, he said, were still inside. That detail has raised alarm.
Vifunguo ya gari iko pale pale, na tumuombe Tuju kwa sababu amepata matatizo mengi sana.
It suggests a situation that may not have been voluntary. At this stage, however, there has been no official confirmation from security agencies regarding the alleged abduction. No formal statement has been issued to verify the claim, and no further details have been released about Tuju's whereabouts. And even so, the remarks by Governor Orengo have drawn immediate national attention. Tuju is not an ordinary public figure. He is a veteran in Kenya's political landscape, a former cabinet secretary, and a figure who has remained active in national affairs over the years. And any uncertainty surrounding his safety is bound to raise concern. During his address, Orengo urged Kenyans to pray. He described Tuju as a leader who has faced significant challenges in the recent past. His appeal reflects both concern and uncertainty. It also reflects the emotional weight of the situation. Because this is not happening in isolation, the reported disappearance comes just days after the separate and highly visible incident involving Tuju's property in Karen, Nairobi. That event has already been the subject of the national discussion, and it adds context to the current claims. And on March 14, 2026, tension rose at the Dari Business Park in Karen, and this is a property long associated with Raphael Tuju. Early that morning, more than 50 police officers reportedly arrived at the location. They were said to be from the Rapid Response Unit. The officers sealed off the compound. They removed Tuju and several other individuals from the premises, and they locked the gates. The operation was swift, and it drew immediate attention, and the presence of a large number of officers raised questions about necessity, questions about proportionality, and questions about the broader implications. The incident was linked to a long-running financial dispute, a debt case between Tuju and the East African Development Bank. And according to the available information, Tuju had taken a loan of 943.9 million shillings, and the funds were intended to the acquisition and development of the commercial units in Nairobi, but the loan later went into default. With interest and associated costs added, the total debt is now estimated at approximately 2.2 billion Kenyan shillings, and this dispute has been ongoing, and it has moved through legal and financial channels. However, the involvement of police officers in March 14th operation has drawn criticism from some leaders. Among them is Kisumu Governor Nyong'o, and in a statement issued on March 15th, Nyong'o questioned the conduct of the authorities. He raised concerns about the use of the police in what he described as a commercial matter. He pointed to the early morning operation in Karen, and he asked whether due process had been followed. His remarks added to a growing conversation about role of the state institutions and how they applied in cases involving private disputes. The situation now appears to have taken a new and more serious turn, from financial dispute to a claim of abduction, from legal questions to concerns about personal safety. But at this point, key facts remain unverified. There is no official confirmation that Raphael Tuju has been kidnapped. There is no detailed account of when he has he was last seen, and there is no clear timeline of events leading to the alleged discovery of this vehicle. What is clear is that the claim has triggered concern across political circles, across communities, and among ordinary Kenyans, because it touches on a fundamental issue, and that is safety, the safety of public figures, the safety of citizens, and the confidence in institutions tasked with protection. For many, the situation raises difficult questions, and if a senior political figure can go missing under unclear circumstances, what does that mean for others? What does it say about security, and what does it mean for public trust? These questions remain open, and they require careful, factual answers. At the same time, there is a need for restraint, for verified information, and for the responsible communication. Unconfirmed claims can spread quickly. They can create fear, and they can complicate ongoing investigations. That is why official clarification is critical. Authorities are expected to provide updates, to confirm or refute the claims, and to outline the steps being taken. Until then, the situation remains uncertain. For Raphael Tuju's family, colleagues, and supporters, the uncertainty is deeply personal. It is not just a political issue, it is a human one, or rather, a question of where he is and whether he is safe. And for the wider public, it is a moment of attention, a moment to follow developments carefully and to rely on confirmed information. And the coming hours and days will be important. They will determine whether this is a case of miscommunication or something more serious. They will also determine the next steps, from investigations to official statements to possible action. And for now, the country is waiting for clarity, waiting for confirmation, and also waiting for answers. And until those answers come, the silence surrounding Raphael Tuju's whereabouts remain not just a mystery, but the moment that calls for calm, clarity, and truth. That is all for today from Kenya Lens Media. Kindly, if you are new here, consider subscribing.